Welcome to Hilary Emmanuel Ministries, where faith meets power, purity and prosperity, and breakthroughs are born. At Diadem, we equip you with bold prayers, life-transforming teachings, and spiritual strategies to overcome every challenge life throws your way. Join us as we dive into God's Word, experience His presence like never before, and walk in His purpose for our lives. If you're in London, we invite you to fellowship with us in person at Diadem, 4 Pegamoy Road, N18 2NG. Don't forget to subscribe now and let's grow in faith together.
Brethren, we are making good progress in this program. We're making very good progress. So many things are happening. So many things. The prayers are going even far beyond what we know and understand. Prayers are touching things so deep, and we glorify the name of the Lord. I want you to listen to me so that you understand what we are talking about again today, because your understanding will enhance how you pray and how serious you take the prayers when we get to the point of prayer. If you look back and look at those few things we've dealt with already in this program, you will notice that there's no how those things could be in the life of anyone and that life will not have trouble. All the things we've been talking about since Monday, or even before Monday, all the things we have been addressing in this program day after day, there's no how somebody could be carrying those things in their lives and the life will not be having troubles. So you begin to understand the root cause of so many things. You begin to understand also why casual prayers cannot dismantle some things. Some things are too deeply rooted in the foundations that just ordinary casual prayers are not sufficient to get rid of them. And that's why you see the Bible asks that question. It says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? It's a serious question. If the foundation be destroyed, like the way we've seen different things that can destroy foundations, the way we see different things in the foundation that can make the foundation to be destroyed. You discover the person will not be struggling, keeping righteousness, doing righteousness, but the main thing is gone. But one thing also you know is this, that all these things we are talking about, if you look at it this way, as we grow up in life, we move away from the foundation one way or the other. Majority of us are not living where we were born. Many people are not living where their parents lived. You've moved away from where your parents, you moved away from where you were born, you've moved away from the foundations. But the question is, how is this foundation still reaching us? How are they still having impact on us even when we have moved away from where they are? We're not living right there. It's because of what we want to deal with today. The operations of the messengers, the foundational messengers. And that's what I'm talking to you about. Killing the foundational messengers. We know who a messenger is. Messenger is somebody you send and the person will go. Messenger is somebody that executes an assignment, that carries out an assignment, that enforces an order. That's a messenger. So messenger could be a human being, could be a spirit being. They could use animals. They could use even the elements, wind, water, anything as messengers. It could be demonic spirit. Mostly they use demonic spirits as messengers. But one thing is that these messengers do what they want them to do. There are demons, there are evil spirits that have been in the foundation before you were born. And that's their home. That's their home. In fact, every person in the foundation met them there. Those are the ones you call family spirit or familiar spirit. If you read Bible, you see a lot of familiar spirit. Familiar spirit is either you call it family spirit or familiar spirit. Why are they familiar spirit? They are familiar with every person in the family. They were there before you were born. Every person was born into their hand. They were the midwives that collected everybody. So those spirits, they are the ones that carry out those messages. There was an original message in the foundation that Satan wants that foundation to achieve upon every destiny that comes into this world through that family. And those messengers are the ones that carry them out. It could be in the family, it could be in the community, it could be in the town, it could be in the nation, it could be in the continent, within the tribe or a race. And I want you to know this. I want you to know this, that every organization, whether righteous or unrighteous, whether in the side of God or in the side of Satan, every organization has its own messengers. Every organization, the church has its own messengers. The kingdom of God has its own messengers. Angels are what? Ministering spirit, messengers. And that's why you see that the Bible will say the angel Gabriel was sent to Mary. They are messengers. So God has his own messengers that carry out the assignment, that execute his agenda. The same thing with darkness. Look at this in 2 Corinthians chapter 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 8. Look at verse 22. 2 Corinthians 8:22. It says, and we have sent with them our brother. Paul the apostle was talking. He said, we sent. When you send somebody a message, that person becomes a messenger. He said, we sent to them our brother, whom we have oftentimes proved diligent in many things. So this person has been a messenger, and he has proven himself to be diligent. There's no message they sent him he will not deliver. It's very good. That's how you have it also among demons. There are demons that have proven themselves diligent. There are human beings also that are working for Satan that have proven themselves very diligent. Every message you send them, they will deliver. He said, we sent to our brother because he has proven himself diligent in many things, but now much more diligent. He said, in fact, he's increasing every day. Upon the great confidence which I have in you, verse 23. Whether any do inquire of Titus. He said, in case anybody asks of Titus. If you ask of Titus, he is my partner and fellow helper concerning you. Or if anybody asks about the brethren, or the brethren be inquired of, if he asks about the brethren, they are what? They are the messengers of the church. The churches and the glory of Christ. So you now see that Paul identified. He was particularly referring to those of them in the field. Referring to Titus, people like Silas, people like Barnabas, and so on. All those of them in the field. He was saying they were the messengers of the church. But where was the church itself? In Jerusalem. That's the foundation. That's the foundation of the church. Back in Jerusalem, that's where you will see Peter. That's where you will see John. That's where you see those apostles. They were in Jerusalem. But these messengers were the ones they were sending about everywhere. They were the ones that will go to Ephesus, go to this other place, go to Rome, go to everywhere. They were the ones combing the whole world. Meanwhile, who was sending them out? The foundation of the church. And so that's what Paul was saying here. He said that if you inquire about the brethren, or inquire about Titus, inquire about us, he said we are just the messengers of the churches. The messengers of the churches. And do you know, brethren, that these messengers of the churches that Paul described here, they literally turn the world upside down. That's how the operation of messengers. That's the operation of messengers. If you do not arrest messengers, they will carry out the assignment their master wants them to carry out. If you do not stop messengers, and you can see how much they battle with Paul. You can see how much the Gentile world battle with them. Kingdoms battle with them. Territory battle with them. Sometimes they will arrest them, put them in prison, they will beat them, throw them down, do all kinds of things, hit them with rod, and all those things. They will think they are dead. Sometimes they will survive again. That is exactly the same picture with us, the battle we are fighting. Sometimes we will come for a program here, and you will pray, and maybe the Lord will open your eyes, you capture one demon, a messenger attached to you, you beat silly out of that demon. And you think he's dead. They will go back and treat that demon in the hospital, and he will recover again and come back. That's how Paul, they were doing it. That's how messengers operate. Take away messengers. If you are able to remove the messenger, that's the end of attack. That's the end of the agenda. That's the end of their operation. Everything will come to an end. Because if you remove Paul the apostle and all these soldiers, all these foot soldiers, all these messengers, if you removed them, Peter was not going to come from the foundation to come and be doing all those things. All the apostles, they were not going to willing to come out and be doing all those things. These things were prospering and succeeding, and they were taking territory because of the messenger, the effectiveness of the messengers. The day you are able to disable the effective messengers of your foundation and your enemies, that day you begin to conquer. So messengers are important. So these foot soldiers were the ones that defeated the whole world, that defeated the whole Gentile world, that took their territories, destroyed their idols, took away their palaces, collected their crowns, ruled over them, imposed their faith on them. These messengers. So as it is in the side of God, that is how it is in fact, darkness, they do their own more. Darkness do their own more. Jeremiah chapter 20, look at verse 10. He says, for I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. He said, I heard some people defaming, speaking some blasphemous things. And then he said there was fear on every side. And they were saying, report, say we will report it. So they were saying, we are going to report. So something was going on. He said, I was hearing some things. They were saying some blasphemous things. And they said they are going to report it. Who are they going to report these things to? Look at what he now said. What he was hearing. Who were doing all those things. He says, all my familiars, they watch for my halting, saying, peradventure he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him. This was Prophet Jeremiah. Prophet Jeremiah said that as a prophet, God opened his ear. He was hearing the discussion of the enemies. He was hearing their discussion. He said, we are going to report it. We are going to report it. And they were saying some things. Then he said they were my familiars. These were familiar spirits. They were attached to him. They were following him. But they couldn't touch him because they had no offense, no legal ground against him. So they now say, let's wait with him. Let's stay with him. Peradventure, maybe one day he will make mistake. He will be enticed. We will deceive him. We will entice him. And then we'll be able to catch him. So now these messengers, they were following him up and down. Messengers can remain with somebody lifelong. From birth till death. The messenger will remain there. Just be carrying out different operations. Reporting back. Report like this one. Jeremiah said they will report it. Maybe they have given them time and they've not been able to deliver. And they say, well, we will report to the foundation. We will report to the master that sent us. We will tell them, well, we are still looking, we are waiting for peradventure. He will be enticed and we'll be able to prevail against him. So these spirits are familiar with us. What is the significance of that familiarity? When somebody is familiar with you, brethren, he knows your in and out, knows your weaknesses, knows your strength, knows when you pray, when you don't pray, knows things that can bring your spirit down. They are so familiar with you that they know you more than even yourself. That's why they call them familiar spirits. And they are the one reporting you to the foundations. You think that they don't know anything happening in your life because you are far away. Familiars are reporting it. They are reporting everything. They know everything where they can touch you and you will not be able to struggle again. They run to and fro between you and the foundations. They carry message here and bring message back. They crisscross the heavens and the earth. They go from country to country. They go carry out assignments from everywhere. But do you know what I now discovered? Sometimes the foundations don't even need to send out messenger directly from the foundation. Sometimes they don't need it. Sometimes they use what you call the global network of darkness. Listen, brethren, the earth, the way we see it today, with all the tribes and all the languages and colors and everything, we are all one. The earth is one. But the earth is one more with darkness. Look at Zechariah chapter 5. The whole global wickedness is one. Global witchcraft is one. Global occultism is one. Global darkness is one. They are all one. And they operate in unison. Zechariah chapter 5. Look at verse 5. Zechariah chapter 5 verse 5. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, this was Zechariah, the angel was speaking to Zechariah. So the angel said, lift up now your eyes. Say, look up, and see what is going forth. He said, look at that thing going. Verse 6. And I said, what is it? He said, this is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance to what? Throughout all the earth. He said, this thing you are seeing going like this, this is their nature throughout the whole earth. This one you see is the same thing in Africa. It's the same thing in America. It's the same thing in Asia. The same thing, the same one you see. That's their form is one. Verse 7, and behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead, and this is a woman that seated in the midst of the ephah. Look at what he said in verse 8. And he said, this is wickedness. So that thing he was saying, that this form is the same thing all over. Global wickedness is one. They are the same thing. So wickedness in any family is the same wickedness in another family. There's no variety of it. There's no variety of it. It's one wickedness. Look at verse 9. Then lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork. And they lifted up the ephah between the earth and the heaven. Then said I to the angel that talked with me, whither do this bear, where are they carrying it to? And he said to me, to build it an house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base. So that becomes the foundation of wickedness. But apart from the foundation of wickedness, they are the same pattern all over the whole world. The whole wickedness is wickedness everywhere. Wickedness is witchcraft everywhere. Witchcraft in Africa is the same thing witchcraft in Europe. Occultism in Asia is the same occultism in America. So they are the same form throughout the whole earth. They speak the same language. They play by the same rule book. They have one master, Satan. Their master is one. So they cooperate and they collaborate in all things. They cooperate. So instead of them to send people from Africa to come and carry assignments here, they look for local operators. They have contractors here, third-party contractors, that they will give the job to, that will carry out the job for them, that will deliver the assignment for them. If it is to monitor you, just to be watching you and be reporting back, that one is an easy assignment. They could give that to your neighbor that will be watching you day and night, every day, everywhere you go. They could give that to the person that sees you every day. They could give that to somebody in the church. They could give that to somebody in your place of work that will be reporting to them everything you are doing day by day. So their form is the same, and they cooperate, they work together. Look at 2 Corinthians chapter 12. 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Look at verse 7. We're talking about the messengers, foundational messengers. Foundational messengers. Verse 7 says, and lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. Paul the apostle was saying that God showed me so many revelations, and based on those revelations alone, I should be exalted, I should have explosion, I should have breakthroughs. My life should be better than this. Based on all those revelations, listen to me carefully, brethren, because many of us will discourage very easily. We say that, but God showed me, and I saw it in a dream. And why is it not happening? Why is it not manifesting? Paul was not alone when he was seeing those things. Messengers were with him. Some messengers are living inside us, especially demonic spirits, familiar spirits. Some messengers live inside the body, inside the soul, inside the spirit. Some messengers even have the key into our whole life. They come in and go out as they like. Some messengers, they have access to the dream life. So every message you get from the dream, possibly is even the one they allow you to get. So when they now have those information, they pass them across to the foundation. So you can see Paul the apostle. He said the abundance of revelation that's supposed to exalt me. Abundance of revelation that's supposed to make me exceedingly great. But what happened? Look at what happened. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh. Who gave it to him? Obviously, it's not God. God cannot send Paul the apostle message and give him a thorn again in the flesh. Look at how he described it. He now called the name of the thorn in the flesh. He says what? Messenger of Satan. And what is the assignment? You know what buffeting means? To hit me blow non-stop. That's the literal way of interpreting it. To just be hitting. You can imagine, brethren, for you to be living, and there's somebody attached to you. All the work of the person is just to begin to hit you blow round the clock. As you are sleeping, is hitting you blow. To buffet you, to just make sure. We are going to see the impacts. He said, that's what is attached to me. To buffet me. Why did the Satan attach such messenger to him? It's because they discovered that he himself was a messenger of the church. So they wanted to stop his own operation, assignment, and agenda. Just like they know that we are also the messenger of Christ. Are we not messengers? They know that if they leave us alone, we cause them serious havoc. So that's why they also release their own messengers against us to buffet us. So look at what Paul the apostle said. Lest I should be exalted above. He said, take those messengers away. Take those buffeting away. He said, naturally, normally, I should be exalted above measure. Are you understanding what is happening to us in this church? Are you understanding now? Because Satan knows that with the level of revelations, with the level of knowledge, with the level of understanding we have in this ministry, we should be exalted above measure. So they attach messengers, all kinds of messengers, to buffet us, so that we will not be exalted above measure. Verse 8, look at what Paul did, which is typical way of Christians doing things. For this thing, he said, because of this trouble, I besought the Lord 3 times thrice that it might depart from me. He didn't fight it. He didn't do anything. He was begging God to let those things depart. I told you that some things God will not remove. He said, I beg God 3 times so that they will depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient unto thee. I've explained that to you before. That what the Lord was telling him was, look, you have everything. You have the grace. Fight them. You have the word. You have the power. Use it to deal with them. You have sufficient grace for this. But he did not understand it that way. He understood that the Lord said, well, you have the grace to endure it. So he kept quiet. He didn't. So now look at what he said. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. He said, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproach. He completely misunderstood what the Lord said and now started to rejoice in those things, and that's what Satan is looking for, ignorance. So he now started to enjoy reproaches, necessities, persecution, distress for Christ's sake, and weakness and so on. Now, depending on the nature of the message, depending on the nature of the assignments, the messengers can deliver different things. They can deliver different things to people's lives. Where they begin to deliver and no person is challenging them, they will keep delivering more and more. Look at this one that was attached to Paul's life. This messenger of Satan. Look at what he delivered into the life of Paul. Paul himself listed them. He said infirmities, sicknesses. He knows that human being, we need good body, we need good health to be able to function. He knows that the moment we are sick, there's nothing we can do anymore. Even if the spirit is solid fire and the soul is fire, if the body cannot carry them, there's nothing else you can do. So he attacked the body with sickness. Then reproach. He brought reproach. He attacked him with lack, necessities. Lack. He will be like this. There will be no 1 pound to buy anything. He attacked him also with persecution. Everywhere he entered, they hated him. He attacked him with distress. He attacked him with weakness. So you can see the difference. They know, they are familiar with you. They know what you can endure and what you cannot endure. They know where to hit you hardest. And that's the area they will begin to deliver the blow regularly. If you don't know how to rise up in battle against the messengers and kill the messengers, if you don't know how to kill the messengers that are attached to you, that are assigned to you, and sometimes we see these messengers in the dream. Sometimes they come in different forms. Sometimes you see them in your house. But we just wave them off, we go on. Sometimes you see them, they come in form of animals. They come in different forms. But they have things they deliver. They have things they... We are talking about foundational powers. How they will not let anybody go easily. How stubborn they could be. But most times it's the messengers. It's the messengers that are that stubborn. I remember one time we did one program and we prayed against the hospitals, treating them. It was, I can't remember, maybe it was when kings go to battle or so, when we attacked the hospitals. Because then we were told that we are not killing all of them. The majority of them, we wound them and they have hospitals, they have specialists that treat them immediately. And we dealt with those ones. I want you to understand this. Without the messenger, there will be no attacks. And I pray for you today that as we go into the prayers, that the Spirit of God will begin to remind you everything you need to remember. We bring everything to your remembrance again. So that you will be calling names as you pray that prayer. You'll be calling specific names. You'll be calling names. When they see that they are getting you very cheap, They will begin to taunt you. They begin to do a lot of things with you. Have you ever seen a dream? On your dream, and then in your foundation, in your father's house, you see somebody that you know in London, in your father's house. What are they looking for there? How did they get there? Somebody you knew at work, or you knew in the church, or you knew in your neighborhood, and just see some person riding Okada with everybody on the top of Okada going to your father's house. What are they looking for in your father's house? Who are they going there to visit? So those are messengers. Those are messengers. Definitely they are working for your foundation. They have relationship with the foundation. They want to go and report back. The Lord just took you there so that you see the person, so that you know what you are going to do with that person. So that's why I said the Lord will remind you everything today, so that you can call names. These things are real. These things are pure and real. Some of them can be extremely painful, can be so painful. For example, if somebody from your family is attacking you, that's understandable, isn't it? After all, you are from the same family, or maybe there was a fight, or there was somebody you offended before, and so on. But this one is somebody you met in London, in the place of work, in the church. You've never known the person from Adam. And then the person now turned to a thorn in your flesh, become a messenger of Satan, and is the one buffeting you day and night. So if you don't develop the kind of anger to kill that messenger and terminate that assignment and operation, if it is those days we were still fighting, or rather looking for trouble, but there was a time we were looking for real trouble, when we start to fight in a desperate way, in a very deadly way, you see all of them going back, all of them that quickly collected assignments. Pastor Hilary is my pastor, he's in my church. Give me the assignment, I will go after him. When we death blew upon them, they returned the assignment back to where they collected them. They returned the assignment back. So what are we saying in essence, brethren? These things are real. And I believe God, when we pray the prayers we are going to pray tonight, the Lord is going to open your eyes. You are going to see deeper things. Genesis 31. So that you see human beings when they are the messengers. Human messengers of darkness. Foundational messengers. They will not tell you they are messengers. They will just be normal friends. They could even be business partners. They could even be landlord. They could even be anything. But they are the messengers for your foundation. Working for your foundation. Feeding them back with information. Look at Genesis 31. Look at verse 20. We read it yesterday. And Jacob stole away unawares to Laban, the Syrian. That was Abraham's original foundation from Syria. And you know how Abraham left that foundation. God uprooted him from that foundation, planted him in another place, and warned him not to go back to that place again. And then somehow Jacob landed back there and spent 21 years. And the foundation thought that, well, we have captured this one. Or he has even given birth to children here himself. So all the children, this is their foundation. So they thought they have captured him. There are foundations like that. That they want to make sure they chain the person down, they ground the person in servitude and slavery. The intention of this foundation was that he will be in the house of Laban serving forever and ever. So Satan now, Jacob escaped. He ran away without letting Laban know. In that he told him not that he fled, verse 21. So he fled with all that he had and rose up and passed over the river and set his face towards Mount Gilead, verse 22. And so it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled. And he took his brethren with him and pursued after him 7 days' journey. And they overtook him in the Mount Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night. And said unto him, take heed that thou speak not to Jacob, either good or bad. If God did not come, Laban would have killed him that day. But that was his intention. He himself confessed it. He said, it was in the power of my hand to hurt you. I was coming to hurt you, but the God of your father appeared to me and stopped me. If God did not stop him, that he would have killed Jacob. That is how desperate the foundation could be. If you want to lose yourself from this chain we put you, we kill you. If you want to escape from captivity, we just take your life. That's how desperate foundations can be. That's how terrible foundations can be. It reminds me, sometimes I was invited for a deliverance program in Austria. I went to that church. It was a Ghana church. And the day the program is going to start, it was a serious deliverance program, 3 days dry fast. The day the deliverance is going to start, I got there in the morning. The members have arrived. There was the young man started to behave as if he has mental health problem, as if something was wrong with him. And I was telling the pastor, prepare for a lot of things because so many things will happen here today. You know, our own is good because we have been on this for 10 years or more. If you go to a church where they are not doing deliverance, where they've not touched, if you say, in the name of Jesus, I command, all the whole church will fall down on the ground. You see everybody vomiting, rolling, do everything everywhere. So, before we started the prayers, this young man just stood up and started behaving strange. He went to the corner of the church like to urinate inside the church. So that's how they grabbed him and led him out. The next thing, he started to faint. So I told the pastor, I said, quickly take this man away, take him to the hospital, take him to the hospital. Thank God for one brother. The brother came out, carried him to his car. It was snowing, very, very snow, everywhere cold. So the brother rushed him to the hospital. The brother said when he got to the hospital, he could not come down. So the brother had to carry him literally. He said, but somehow something happened. He said an old white woman came out and supported him to carry the man. And the old white woman was wearing complete white. He didn't know where the woman came from. Just supported him and they carried the man into the hospital. He looked back, he couldn't find the woman again. So that's how he left the man in the hospital and came back to the church. And then we continued the program. So after the program, the pastor went to go and check how he's doing. He got there, they told him he has died. Then the pastor started to tell him about his foundation, that his father was a terrible herbalist. So the foundation said, you want to go for deliverance? You want to go and pray to be free? So if you cannot remain a slave, we kill you. That's how terrible these things can be. So there are foundations like that. You see Laban. You see the game he has been playing with Jacob for over. Jacob served 7 years for wife. The night he was supposed to give him wife, what did he do? That's how foundations behave. Give me this card, you take this one, you chop this one, take this one, you win this one. This is how they will be playing you game. Do this business, if you do it, you win. You do this one, you fail. They say, sorry, you didn't do it well. Do it again this way. Manipulating people. So that's what he has been doing with Jacob, and he was enjoying it. He forced Jacob to become a polygamist by force. Jacob did not intend to marry 2 wives. Manipulated him and packed all the whole women in his house, put in Jacob's hand. That's how foundations behave. They manipulate people, they force people into a lot of things. They compel people into so many things. Some of the things we were dealing with yesterday or day before yesterday, when they want to begin to destroy somebody's life, when the foundation begin now to manifest seriously, you see things that have been a trait in that foundation. Somebody that was not given to it will just suddenly stand up and begin to consider it. Somebody that called himself Christian will just suddenly wake up and you just see that normally this woman doesn't respect me well. In fact, I will go and take a second wife. It's the polygamy of the family that is calling him. They are summoning him, say, it's only you remaining. Look at all your younger brothers, all of them have 3. So those are the kind of impact. Those are the effects all these things have on people. So let's see what Laban now did. So Laban was determined to kill Jacob. If I can't have you, nobody else will have you. That's the kind of determination. So God warned him not to say in verse 25. Then Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mount of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, what hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away unawares to me, and carried away my daughters as captive taken with the sword? Does he care about the daughters? Was he coming because of the daughters? In fact, he valued the animals more than the daughters. Verse 29. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt. That was the agenda. That's the messenger. You know, Laban, he might not even be aware that he was acting as the messenger of the foundation. The foundation was happy that Jacob was finally back. That Abraham, we thought, has escaped, is finally back. If we have captured him and his children, they are not going anywhere again. So Laban was acting as the messenger for that foundation, to hold them tight, to hold them tight. So he says, in the power of my hand to do you hurt. But the God of your father spoke unto me yesternight, saying, take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob, either good or bad. So you can see how these things operate, brethren. You can see, he wanted Antiochus to chain Jacob down, to ground Jacob. You know, all this while, anytime, because when Jacob completed the 14 years and got the 2 wives, he wanted to go that time. He now said, okay, use your hand to choose your salary. Choose your salary. Say, anything you say, I will do it. And Jacob said, okay, I will take this one, take this one, take this one, take this one. He said, that's fine for me. Why was he doing it? He knew he was just buying time. He was just buying time. Remember, Jacob was almost 120 years then. So he was buying time, saying he will soon die. All those animals, where is he carrying it to? Everything will end here in my house. You know, that's the game foundations play. They play with our time. They play with our time. They say, don't worry, is it not 40 years now? It's gradually, it's coming. They buy the time bit by bit. If God did not intervene, Jacob, the worst he will have done is to take Jacob back again. But it's the intervention of God. And God is going to intervene for us today. The Lord himself will fight for us today. And the basic thing, the major thing we are going to do is to fight. Especially against messengers of darkness. Even if you don't know them. Even if you have never seen them before. Just shoot the arrow. Shoot the bullet. Shoot the bullet of prayer. It will hit them. Just pray the prayers. If you are able to kill the messengers that are assigned to you, you are free. There will be nothing again to carry any assignment against you. And the power of God shall prosper us here today. Let's stand up on our feet. We want you to pray this prayer very seriously with all your strength. The first thing we are going to deal with is the strongest messenger, foundational messenger. And that is the foundational sin. The foundational sin is what the spirit of the sin is one of the strongest messengers. And that one operates by legitimate grounds, by law. Because, for example, family that is given to one particular type of sin, maybe murder, they must kill somebody in that foundation. Somebody's hand must be stained with blood in every generation. Where there is such in a foundation, you see that that sin becomes the major target. They will always push somebody to commit that sin. It reminds me of a particular person I prayed with some time ago. And the power that manifested said something. The power said that in the foundation, there's something they always do. Their target is the marriage of that family. Their marriage. They make sure nobody marries and nobody stays in whole marriage. He said the most successful Christian is highest 10 years in marriage. And how do they achieve it? He said they achieve it from very young. So that messenger is there in the family. He said number one thing they do is that they force them to become pregnant and they force them to abort the baby. When they do those things, that's all. They have the legal ground in their hand. So with that, their marriage is already captured. So familiar sin, family sin, which we could call also besetting sin. Besetting sin. Some is the sin of immorality. Some is the sin of fornication. Some is the sin of stealing. All nature of sin. But it will be there in the family. It will be there in the family. And as long as that thing is there, that gives that spirit, that demon, the power to do everything. So watch your family closely and see what sin is prevalent there. What sin is ruling in that family. And deal with it tonight. So close your eyes and say, my God and my Father, I acknowledge all my sins and all my errors and the sins of my family. And I repent today, sincerely, in dust and in ashes. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, my Father. I am so sorry. Blot out my sins. Blot out my iniquity. In the name of Jesus.
Thank you for watching. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join our growing community of faith. You've just listened to the sermon, but there are powerful prayers that follow. Due to social media rules and guidelines, the prayers have been removed from this video. However, you can access the full prayers and more life-changing resources by visiting www.pastorhillary.org or downloading our app, Diadem Media. If you're in the London area, we'd love to have you fellowship with us in person at 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. If you have any questions about this message, want counseling from Pastor Hillary, or wish to share your testimonies following the prayers, please leave a comment below and someone from our team will get in touch. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly and guide you in all your ways. Stay victorious.